Day 19, extremely late today. I know that it's almost midnight. With that being said, my schedule is starting to become a little bit more flexible as I'm starting to begin to get into the real estate life a little bit more and going out of the office. There's not as much time blocking when it comes to actual strict routines in the afternoon. So thankfully enough, I'm starting to change up my routine a little bit. I actually want to talk to you guys about something really important because today I went ahead and did many things. So the first thing I did, the one thing that I've been consistent on is my morning routine. Okay, so I'm making sure I look at the hot sheets, I read my business plan, and I practice my scripts every day. That is an absolute necessity. I work on those nonstop. Okay, after that, it starts to become fair game on what I want to do. And I'm slowly transitioning into the cold calling, which I still have it time blocked in time to actually just call random people. And like I said in the last video, it's starting to get to that point where I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with myself, and I really need to figure out why I'm not and talking with someone about it. And maybe talking with an accountability person in the office might be a good strategy for that. Now, I spoke with an agent actually this morning, and it was one of the biggest conversations I've had with anybody in the office. His name's Tyler, great guy. He's not much older than me. I think he's like 28. I'm almost 23, so he's new as well, but he's able to build up on his business, and he said a lot of important and very valuable stuff that I want to share with you guys. We're going to talk about that, and we're also going to be talking about a revelation that I had today, and it might completely change what I do with Ponzo Real Estate, okay? So to start off, what did Tyler talk about? Well, he asked me a lot of questions because he just wanted to get to know me a little bit more and about my goals, my journey, who I am, all that stuff. So I talked to him about that information, and he wanted to give me some advice because he felt that I had this burning desire to drive and move forward, which I do, right? And so it's become apparent to everyone in the office, just like what I said on day 2, that I am making a statement. My cubicle is stacked with information. It's like I'm on my work grinding most of the day, absolutely staying focused. But he asked me a few things and gave me words of advice. And the words of advice he gave me, I think, are going to be very changing. And one of them was, think about what type of business entrepreneur you want to be. So how do you want to be perceived? And what do you want your brand to be? Not just your logo, not just, the business itself, but you as a person. Like, what is your brand? Right? So my brand throughout my entire life has always been, I'm a very driven person. That's something that's been with me my entire life. I had a huge crush on a girl in junior high, did everything to get with her. I was really obsessed with track. I ended up placing 5th in my conference in high school, even though I was a sophomore. I broke 24 seconds in the 200 meter. I love writing, I love drawing, but I'm also very motivated. For example, the self-improvement YouTube channel I made. So throughout my entire life, I've always had a motor. That's never been an issue with me. But one issue that's always been with me is I'm always overly analytical. And Tyler said that perfectly. He said, Nick, I can just tell you're a very analytical person, and that is good at times, but you need to be careful on how you handle that because you need to take action. And of course, throughout the past 5 years, that has been something on my mind, but sometimes it's just the way people say something that gets you to really not just be motivated, but to be, make it make sense, right? So I was talking to you guys before that I've been having some issues in the office with agents who are educated and very good at what they do, but they've been so out of touch because they've been in the industry so long. They might not even understand what it feels like to be new. And so it's been frustrating kind of communicating that with people. Not their fault or anything. I mean, they're great people, great at what they do. They're trying to help, and I take their advice, but just that connection. With Tyler, since we're both young and new, it just kind of felt like, he understood what I was doing, right? One thing he mentioned too is eye contact. I have an issue making eye contact with people. I don't know what it is with it. Maybe it's because I don't really know what to say. But if I stop making eye contact with people, it might make them not want to listen to me. Just like some small body language analysis, really. But it was a really good conversation. And the bottom line that I got out of it is, what do you want your business to look like? What do you want your brand to be? And how are you going to market that to people, right? So I had that talk. On top of that, I made the first time home buyers video. So that was cool. I made that video. A lot of agents, a lot of people seem to love that video, which we'll get onto here in a minute. After that, I have a revelation. I am considering going into investing in real estate with investors. Not investing in myself, but my mindset's shifted because I want to build a brand in Westfield. I do. I really do. Like, that's what I want my personal brand to be. Nick Ponzo, Westfield Realtor. Even though I don't just do Westfield, I live in Westfield. So I'm a Westfield Realtor, right? But the more I think about it, the more I think about the opportunities of investing, being a real estate investor, working with investors. When I was wanting to get into real estate, when I decided I want to get into real estate, I wanted to invest in properties. I wanted to flip houses and I wanted to invest in rentals. What got me into being an agent was because I didn't really see a tangible career in being an investor. I felt like I kind of needed to do something first and then be an investor afterwards. With being a realtor, it felt like a real professional career I can build, and it helped me build experience in real estate and get licensed, right? So I have access to the MLS. I'm starting to really imagine what I might end up looking for at this point. And with investing in real estate, you're not going to be getting high-end homes like in Westfield or like in Hamilton County, but you're likely to get transactions and continued business with people who are looking to invest in properties. And that's just a fact. So what did I do? I signed up for a 11 a.m. Saturday real estate seminar in Indianapolis. I'm going to attend that, network, meet investors. I want to build business and here's the thing too, right? I want it to be investors that are looking to get into the industry and that maybe already have an establishment on what they want to do. But I want to really work with people that are new. Why would I want to do that? Because they're likely not going to have a realtor. And I'm young and I am new to real estate as well. I just believe that, when I wanted to become an investor, I didn't even know you had to have a realtor for a transaction, right? So some people might even be in the same position as I was, in the sense that they didn't even know they needed an agent. So I think going to these events and meeting people might be a good way to get business. On top of that, I also know of a gal who has a listing in Indianapolis for a rental property in Indianapolis that also has an extra lot of land that's just vacant, which could be built into a second home. It can be a lot of things, right? And it also has a garage. So I've been speaking with this gal. She's really cool. I've been wanting to find a buyer, an investor for her property, because it looks like a really good investment opportunity. The projected cash flow was $2,100 a month, and they accept Section 8 vouchers. So it was a really good opportunity for people to actually want to purchase. It was also in an area that's growing in Indianapolis, Fountain Square. So I joined a Facebook group chat, and I let people know, because I'm in a Facebook group chat with investors, wholesalers, contractors. And I always talk about... I always like to look at what's going on, but I mentioned this property and I'm talking with some people right now. I don't really know if it's going to go through or not. Like, we'll see how it goes. But that's like another good way. Like, I'm trying to go and creep through ways where I can get business quicker and just find a fast track for that, because that's really what I need to be focusing on right now. And I was having a talk with Mike, and he's right when he said that a niche or a niche is very important and you need to be defined by something. Otherwise, you don't want to be a jack of all trades. But you need to find out what you want to do first. So you need to make sure you test out everything. But back then, I was like, I only need to niche down on something right now. Like, only Westfield, open houses Westfield only, everything Westfield. I'm cutting my business by doing that. And I didn't realize it before, because it makes sense to only focus on Westfield, and maybe I will get to that down the line. I would like to, right? I love Westfield. I love the city. But with that being said, I need to find a way to get business now. And I'll be real with you, as far as building up my presentation skills goes, I just know within me that I am much more comfortable talking to an investor than I am talking to a resident like Bob and Susan. Like, why do I say that? Because when you're talking with residents, I just sort of get this feeling of not like needing to impress or needing to act a certain way. When I talk with an investor, it's just straight business and relationships at the same time. So I don't have to like have this sort of personality like I would, this like customer service personality like I would with someone else. I feel like I could be genuinely more like myself, which is straight to the business. And obviously, you know, I like to be positive and I like to make jokes, and, you know, I like relationships. It's one of the reasons why I got in this business. But what I'm trying to say is that there's not as much fluff when you're talking with an investor as far as the personality side goes, okay? They're concerned about if you're going to maximize your profits, and you can help them close on a deal fast, right? So that is what is going on right now. And so I got the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. I would love to read it. I'd love to check it out and see what it's all about. After that, yeah, I made that YouTube video. It turned out so well. Instagram video. I always say YouTube. Instagram video turned out very well. What I'm doing tomorrow is I'm doing my same routine, right? Studying the MLS, doing my scripts, and reading my business plan. I'm going to be placing out signs because I am hosting an open house on Sunday in Centennial. It will be from 1 to 3, so I've already hosted a home open there. I think it'll be a good time. But I'm also going to be there primarily to do those things. And then there was something else I was meaning to do, but maybe my mind wandered off a little bit. Weird. That's strange, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll get back to it here in a minute. But that's the goal moving forward, okay, is getting into the investing side of real estate. And so I'm going to be speaking with this gentleman who got recommended to me, right? And it's this agent who primarily focuses on investment properties. He was on the Bigger Pockets podcast. His name's Peter Stewart. Never got to meet him, but he mainly works in the Fisher's office, although I would like to meet him someday, just because I'm trying to meet people in the office, and real estate investing might be something that's like up my alley, I think. So I'm going to a real estate seminar on Saturday. Sunday, I got my open house. Friday, I'm placing out open house signs, and I am going to be marketing that. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to be doing a video presentation of the open house tomorrow. So I'm making consistent content. Like, this is what I do, right? I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm starting to figure out what I'm trying to do. Like, what is my brand and what I'm trying to push for. Now, remember when I mentioned purchasing homes and my networking? Well, my friend from Brown County, so one of my friends I've known for over 10 years, he and his friends are looking to rent this home in Nashville, right, in Brown County. And obviously, without me signing a contract, I still want to be a friend and help them out in their real estate journey, right? So I'm going to be looking into following up with them and seeing if they need any help or offering them value like the market. I really think they should buy. Okay, and they're looking to rent right now, and like, I understand the home looks great, but I'm going to do my best to convince them to buy. Not to change their mind, but I genuinely believe this is such a great time to buy. I need to find a way to like propose that value to them and let them know like this is the best buyer's market we've seen since 2018, right? Because inventory is going up, so there's more homes on the market right now. Price reductions are starting to increase because homes are staying on the market at a longer time. You're also starting to see a lot of slowdown in the market in the sense of listings, right? Like the days on market. Interest rates are being projected to be cut in September. However, people that work with me often get under 6% because I have unique negotiation tactics that will be through my lender. Right, so my lender's great. We can do a 3-2-1 rate buy down, which is essentially year 1, you only pay 3%, 4, 2, 5, 3, and then 6% in year 4. So I have a lot of great options. I really want to see if I can help them buy a home because I think that's in their best interest, although that might also be me having commission breath. And I did call Ben about this tonight, and I wasn't like trying to push it to him, but I was kind of like creeping it in there just a little bit. Like, have you thought about buying? Have you thought about looking into that? And they're kind of at that point where they're uncertain. And really that's what it is with a lot of buyers, is that they just don't know. Like, they're just uncertain of the process of actually owning a property. So it's my duty to help them in that process and not just try to get a commission from them, but to be able to provide that resource. So a lot of stuff, investing, I'm just glad I'm able to stick to the morning routine because, like I say, like it is 11:49. I do need to go to bed. I'm likely gonna have to wake up at 8 tomorrow morning, which I don't prefer, but that just means I'm gonna have to like be at work longer, like around 6 likely, which should be fine. But then we got a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so Sunday, Jack is coming back to Indiana. You guys don't know, one of my best friends is. He was at Cedar Point for an internship, and he's coming back, so I'm excited to see him. Okay, guys, that's it. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. We're about to get to day 20. We're about to be 20 days into this, and I'm already learning so much in the office, so we'll go ahead and be back here tomorrow, day 20. See you guys tomorrow.